What's up, family? Welcome back to Out of the Darkness. I am Q. I wanted to come to you guys and have a quick conversation with you about the truth about what's going on in Venezuela. I'm not here to harp on Trump. I'm not here to knock Trump per se. I do question his administration's messaging at times, especially now as we're talking about the Venezuela situation. Now, Venezuela, if you guys are not familiar, has the largest oil reserves in the world. I mean, beyond Saudi Arabia, beyond Kuwait or the Emirates or the United States, even the largest. And so you have people on the left that have said this isn't about narco terrorism. This is about taking over the oil. This is about taking, it's not about taking the oil. Venezuelan crude oil is some of the dirtiest in the world. High sulfur content. In fact, most countries don't even have the ability to refine oil like that, or at least to do it at a costly rate that it wouldn't violate all of their rules and regulations as far as sulfur content or environmental regulations. But who doesn't have those types of regulations? China. So China buys about 50% of Venezuelan oil. That's given China an unfair advantage in energy production costs, which has then made them, given them the ability to produce uh, industrially at a much cheaper rate than the rest of the world is able to keep up with. So we find ourselves in a situation where this is much less about Venezuela and more about forcing China to have to play the same game as everyone else, or to at least level the playing field. I believe this has much more to do with China than anywhere else. Now, in addition to that, yes, there are drugs coming out of Venezuela. Why? Because of the amount of sanctions that the United States and other countries have put on Venezuela because of their horribly run government. Now, the Maduro administration and the regime is trying to diversify, which means they are trying to become real players in the drug running and drug manufacturing ring. And the United States is saying absolutely not. We're not going to allow that to happen. So that part of it is true. But the other side of it is that we know that China is one of the largest offenders as far as fentanyl goes in this country. China's producing the lion's share of it and distributing it through other cartels. So we know that this is originating out of China. So how does Donald Trump kill the Chinese drug trade? Well, you cut off their energy supply. If they're no longer able to get energy, especially cheap energy, from Venezuela, they're going to be forced to have to come to the table. So is it about drugs? Yes. Is it about Venezuelan drugs? Not so much. It's about shutting off China from being able to send these drugs and this poison around the world. In addition to doing that, about forcing the Chinese government to play fair in the industry. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below. I'll see you guys next time. Be blessed.